Hi, I'm Jerry Lee. This is my wife, Stacy. I am 66 years old. I have 3 kids, 1 stepdaughter, and how many grandkids? We got 3?
3.
3 grandkids. So I had my cardiac event just in September 26, 2023. And I guess after all that's happened, it just didn't seem to be my time. I did have a sister who passed away just last year, 2 years ago, when she was 60. And she had a cardiac arrest. And, you know, our understanding, she's out of town, but our understanding is that she had the cardiac arrest at work. And she basically was out and they couldn't revive her. So it was her time, even though it was so sad. And when it happened, and it's shocking when it happened. So when it happened to me, we were in a drinking establishment. I was playing pool on my regular Monday night?
Tuesday night.
Tuesday night. And it was in the early evening, by 8 o'clock. And boom, in game 2, I was down. I just hit the ground, and I really don't remember a whole lot after that. I do sort of remember my team captain, Wally, asking if anybody in the bar knew CPR. And then I was done. I was out. I guess one of the few things was that they told me I'd been shocked 5 times to bring me back. Apparently there was a karate school in the strip plaza where we were, and they were still open, and they were able to get access. And apparently I was shocked 5 times to bring me back. Yeah, so whoever was there knew what they were doing. They cut my shirt off between the professionals that were there and the EMS people. Don't know how I can thank them. I just remember waking up in the hospital, and I was at Windsor Regional. My chest was sore as hell. I was coughing out blood. And I think the cardiac team there knew I was coming. And, you know, they said, boy, they did a good job on you, because I was in severe pain because of the CPR. But other than that, I was in there for 3 weeks. They were doing all these tests on me. Still struggling to get back to normal. I have my good days and my bad days, but I'm having days. And that's what you have to remember.
So we got called in the evening out of base to go to a bar for a man VSA. And when we showed up, it was a surprise to see 2 emerge nurses and an off-duty paramedic that were there enjoying trivia night that had initiated CPR. So it's not often you get to join in on the call instead of starting it. But we just kind of got to join in, and it made it flow really nicely. And yeah, they had grabbed the public access defibrillator and initiated CPR prior to our arrival. And knowing where that was and doing these steps really impacted the outcome in this case.
Yeah, it definitely helped a lot.
Yeah.
Having those people there, it definitely makes a difference in the beginning of that call.
So lots of helping hands. Everybody was kind of involved and doing things, kind of dynamic, and left the bar with him sitting up and talking, which was pretty crazy. In the back of the ambulance, you know, called his wife and got him into the emerge, and it seemed like we were going to have a good outcome because he was just doing so well by the time we had arrived there.
And what I remember about that evening is I'm watching Netflix with my chips and pop, and I get a phone call from Jerry's friend's wife, and she she could barely talk. She was very anxious and nervous and said, "Stacy, they're doing CPR on Jerry." And I'm, "What? What are you talking about?" And she said, "No, right now they're doing CPR. Jerry's at the pool hall, and his normal pool hall is a different location to where he was playing that night. So I didn't know where he was. So and didn't even know he was at a different location. So she told me where he was. She offered to come get me, but I said, no, it's just faster if I go. So I hopped in the car and drove to where he was at. By the time I got there, of course, there's a lot going through your mind. So I get there, and EMS is there, which I thought was probably a good sign. They were still there, and they told me Jerry was in the ambulance. So I hopped in the ambulance, and he was alert. But I really didn't think he would be the whole drive. I'm thinking, oh, this is it. He's not going to be here. There's been so many health issues that he's had. Anyway, he was alert and responding to me when I hopped in the ambulance, and then they told me they were taking him to Windsor Regional Hospital. So I got there, and he was responding. They let me in the room anyway, in the back area. So I went back there, and he was responding. He seemed like himself. There didn't seem to be, of course, then you think there's going to be a lot of issues, cognitive delay, all that kind of stuff. But he was alert, sore from the chest compressions, which we did know that it would be sore. I guess we didn't expect it to be that sore. Yeah, so Jerry's only concern while he was in the emergency room was how sore his chest was.
Those nurses did a good job.
Yeah, so the ER nurses there had said, yeah, they did a good job, Jerry. You're sore, that's good. But he was responding, he was good. And then we find out that it was trivia night, which is, just the stars aligned. Trivia night, there were nurses, cardiac nurses that were now working in the ER, I think both of them. Paramedics were there for just, a quiet night, which turned out for them, it wasn't such a quiet night after all. But they jumped in right away as soon as they knew that somebody needed help. They jumped in and were very, very thankful. Very thankful. And so thank you to the nurses, the EMS, and it was quite a traumatic event, but we hope the worst is done, and so far recovery has been really good. So we're so happy that Jerry is here.
Like when my sister passed, it was so quick, so sudden, so sad, and we had to pack up and everything and go to Vancouver for that event, burying my sister. But I'm just grateful that I have days. So everything just lined up, because there were so many, if this had happened any other different circumstances, it might not have turned out as well as it did. So I'm just thankful I can golf, not as well, but I can still golf, still do stuff. I'm getting back, and everybody asked me how I'm doing. I said, hey, I'm still around. So life is good.
Survivor Day is definitely an important day for paramedics, because oftentimes we bring people to the hospital and then we don't get to find out what happens later on. So that way we get to meet the people later and get the story, see what happened, find out, meet the people, and then you kind of get to put all the pieces together at the end, and you get to meet the people that you saved at the end of the day.
I think a lot of times we just are doing our job in the moment, and you put like a human factor to it, right? So I have met some people and I see them enjoy their families and see that their daughters come, or what they have to live for that we're able to give back to them. So that is honestly something you don't see in the call and you don't realize until you get a day like today to bring it all together, full circle.